Hello, folks. This is just a quick discussion about spring grazing so far in 2020 through the month of February. What's been happening out there, and as we all know, February has been a washout. Very difficult grazing conditions, and as a consequence, there's been a lot of poaching and pugging and damage. And in fairness, farmers have decided not to graze, but the consequence of that then is that the percentage of the area that is grazed is well behind target. In general, for those farms starting grazing on the 1st of February or close to the 1st of February, you should have close to 30% of the farm grazed by now in the last few days of February, first few days of March. The reality is that's way behind target. Most farms have maybe only 10% or maybe 15% of the area that they need grazed actually grazed. So it's probably time to start considering about adjusting the spring rotation planner on paper at least, in light of what's happening, and maybe delay the start of the second round. Okay, because there's very little. The regrowths are low, and the area that's grazed and regrowing long enough for the start of the second rotation is low as well. So it may be important to lengthen this first round and delay the start of the second round. So this is just a quick video on that. But before you decide to make adjustments to the rotation planner, or maybe if there's a grass wedge during the summer or a feed budget or a grass budget, you'd always look at the weather forecasts to try to predict ahead what's likely to happen for the next week to 10 days at least, and that might help you to make a more informed decision. So I'm just going to go into again just a quick look at this is a website called windy.com. It's quite useful in the context of illustrating the weather for the week ahead. So that's the way it's looking now. Again, I'm just going to flick kind of midday Saturday tomorrow. Again, another storm coming, that. Very wet. Sunday, again, look, showers, northwest winds, cold winds, very little regrowth. Monday, more showers, again, northwest winds, no regrowth, very little regrowth. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, well, maybe not so much Wednesday, but it looks like it's going to be showery, but maybe with the possibility of getting out maybe by day anyway at least. And then Friday more rain after coming in Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday it looks again like another downpour with potentially another storm coming in again. Okay, so not really heartening in that it looks like there's nothing in the forecast for the week ahead to suggest that you're going to get ideal grazing conditions that allow you to catch up. That looks like that ain't going to happen. So I think the initial thought was to adjust the rotation planner in light of the fact that we're well behind. So here's an example of a farm, the 33 hectare farm, which started grazing on the 1st of February, planned for the start of the second round on the 4th of April. And there it is. So it was to have 100% of the farm grazed by the 3rd stroke 4th of April and start the second round here. And so the rotation planner on AgriNet was set up accordingly for that. So it looks like now that, I will say that again on the 28th, which is today, this farm should have had, again, almost 30% of the farm grazed by now. This farm only has 15% grazed. That's the reality of it. So it's well behind. The average farm cover on this farm is about just over 1,000, which means there's covers of 1,900 to 2,000 to be grazed as well. So it's a big ask for freshly calved cows halfway through the calving season to catch up. So the decision has been made on this farm to extend the first rotation a little bit, and probably going to change it from starting the second round on the 4th to maybe shifting it towards the 8th or the 9th of April. So we just changed that date here on the rotation. We change it to the 9th, and how we actually get this table and this box here to change accordingly. We want the date of the 9th of the 4th down here. We simply change the start, what we have in for the start of the rotation length for the first round. Instead of grazing 1/115th of the farm in the first week, we'll graze, I'm going to say 1/25th of the farm. Okay, and again, it's just a case of playing with it and see how it looks. So by changing it to 1/125th of the farm at the start of the rotation down to 1/21th of the first of the farm at the end, we've changed the start date of the second round to the 8th. So let's go a little bit more here. Get it right. 128 the farm maybe. Okay, and there we are. So it's made the adjustments now that it set out new areas per day, new targets, so that we will start the second rotation on the 9th of April. Okay, so now instead of having a target of close to 30%, the farm now has a target of 25. He's still very much behind target. So he's still going to every day that he can now. It has to be high on his agenda to get them out grazing to help him to catch up. Of course, the other thing he can decide to do is to start grazing some of the lighter covers now that 50% of the herd is calved and increasing their intakes. Start grazing lighter covers, giving larger areas, so that then when he does get those few days of good grazing conditions, he can where they're not going to be poaching, they're not going to be pugging, he can then bring the herd back to some of these heavy covers, graze through them, still get a good residual without poaching and without pugging. So that's again just so folks a quick look of how to adjust the rotation planner on Agronet in light of what is happening for the grazing season so far in February of 2020. I must point out that this is a rotation planner that's set up for a spring calving herd on a 33 hectare milking platform. So there you go. That's how you do it.